I see we got. I see we got one up high. All right. Let's see here. I do believe we are ready to rumble. Just waiting for the old confirmation here from my internet browser. All right. What's going on, guys? Do. Trying to click these things is nigh on impossible. Come on. We departing as soon as I can click these 5 boxes. All right, everybody, welcome aboard. What's going on? Got a great crowd here. I can see already. Let's see, Luis, what's going on? We got Bob, we got Buckman, we got UN, we got Mike, we got who else we got here? We got Hans. Hans, how you doing? Sebastian is here as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I was just thinking, like, I realize now this is going to be one of the most epic flights we ever do because this is like these are literally all of my favorite airports in a row. Let's go external power supply on, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward. Chris is here. How are you, sir? Go master and battery switches on. We'll open the fuel valves. We will go fuel pumps on. We will crack the throttles. We'll mags on left. Open the starter cover. Let's take a look outside. Make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. And we'll go right engine first. Hand on the throttle. Oil pressure is good. Left prop is clear. Good start on the left side. Oil pressure is good. Mags to both. Let's bring the power back just a little bit. Alright, avionics master coming on. Fuel pumps coming off. Fuel pressure is still okay. Hey, that guy! What's going on, Rick? How are you? Welcome aboard. Good to have you with us. Do I have a... It sounds like I have a window open, but I don't think I do. That's awesome, Bob. I love it. I love it. All right, we'll go transponder on. And so the reason I decided to go the Grand Cast, which is just go shoop shoop, and we'd be there. So I figured we'll go land over at Juliana. We'll take off. We'll do a loop around the island, land runway 12 at Grand Cast, and then just take off direct for St. Bart's. That's what made the most sense in my brain. D-Dog, what's going on? Yeah, so I mean, we're getting like seriously some of the coolest airports in the Caribbean today. Nav and strobe lights coming on, external power supply coming off. Release the parking brake, and I mean, Grand Cass is a great little airport. I mean, everybody knows Princess Juliana. Grand Cass is a great airport. Saba is a great airport. St. Bart's is a great airport. Eustatius is a great airport. I mean, like every single one of these airports, I just love, like literally love. If I had to fly, like my Mike Coffee's in the house. What's going on? If I had to pick like my 6 favorite airports in the entire sim, it would probably be these 6, or however many we're flying to today. So I think this is going to be an absolute blast. So we'll come down here. We'll take off going down here, land at St. Maarten, Princess Juliana, and then we'll come around the island and circle back and land runway 12 at Grand Cast, which is right here. And then we'll just continue straight out for St. Bart's is the plan. All right, so I'm ready to go if you guys are ready to go. So go, flaps are set, fuel pumps are on, landing light coming on. I'll make sure the Runway is clear. I don't see anybody coming down final. Get my head tracker in the right spot here. Awesome. So this is literally going to be probably my favorite flight we ever do. So we'll do a quick short field takeoff here instead of back taxiing. Fuel pumps are on. The runway number. I can't wait to see you on trying to land that at St. Bart's, and I bet you he's going to do it. Alright, takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. Release the brakes. Airspeed is alive. 70 knots and rotate. I did my own. I checked my own controls after that video I did the other day. And I did not have this airplane set up optimally. Now I do. So 90 knots is good. Drop the nose just a little bit and go flaps up. Bombasso! What's going on? How are you doing? Alright, we'll drop the nose a little bit for cruise climb. Oh, I love this part of the world. I love, love, love this part of the world. I want to go at 1,000 feet over to Princess Juliana. What a cool flight. The jet. The jet. Alright, there's 1,000 feet. We'll drop the nose. Bring the power back. Bring the props back just a little bit. Go fuel pumps off. Fuel pressures are good. And I'm just going to aim right for the end of that peninsula right there. Roll in just a little bit of trim. And you can see Saba off there about our 11 o'clock. No, we're not going to climb. So, my favorite part of the world, my favorite people. I'm a happy guy today, I tell you that. I tell you that. Right over here, in that little cove right there, is the first place I ever put my feet in the Caribbean Sea. And I thought to myself, what have you been doing with your life that you haven't done this yet? It was love at first toe dip. So a little bit of rudder trim there. So how's everybody doing? Just working ready to fly in 1.5 when I leave. That sounds like a good plan, Baba. So Chris Patton, how are you, sir? Lived on St. Croix for 16 years. That's awesome. I actually we went to St. Croix in 2014. We actually came relatively close to buying a house there. But ultimately we didn't. But Fredericksburg was such a cool place. I wonder how much it's changed since I've been back there. It's been 10 years. If it's like a lot of the places, it's changed a lot. I mean, Anguilla is changing like crazy. Jim Bridgman, how are you, sir? How are you, sir? Good to have you with us. Oh, I love this view. I love this view. I never get tired of doing this. I don't know about you guys. I never get tired of flying around the Caribbean. There's UN. That's awesome. Got the yacht club in over here. There's Grand Cass. That's where we're gonna land. We're gonna land here first, take off, go around the island, come back in, land here, and then head out for St. Bart's. So I got my Anguilla, St. Maarten, St. Bart's ships going today, so I can see all that. We got a sim update, another beta version yesterday, and I didn't catch. I don't know why I'm so dense, but I didn't catch it before I did that Tomahawk video that they downgraded my DLSS file again. They do it every time you get an update. And I was flying the Tomahawk, and I was like, wow, the graphics look pretty bad. And of course, then I realized later why. So, alright, we're going to do an Islander approach today, which is just cut right over the end of the end of this peninsula here. Another Chris, there can be only one. We have, for some reason at my company, we seem to have like a bunch of people that have the same name. Like I'm Mike. We've got another Mike in my department, and there's like Elizabeth. There's like 7 of them. All right, we're gonna come right here. Bring the power back. Bring it back to 17. We're gonna do an Islander approach here. It's check final. Final's looking clear. I mean, this island is just looking gorgeous. Get that nose up. Where's 115? There's 115. Get some flaps in. Fuel pumps coming on. What? Just saw a whole bunch of scenery disappear. Alright. Alright, props are full forward. Fuel pumps on. My dog is sneezing. Jeez. Alright. We'll go new Chris. Alright, we'll go props full forward. Just keep bleeding off that speed. I don't mind landing 1 notch of flaps if we have to. I prefer 2. So what I'm going to do is just pull the nose up here just for a second. Get myself in the white arc, if at all possible. The beauty of the Islander is that you can pretty much do anything with it. Alright, 2nd notch of flaps. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps around, flaps are set. There we go. There we go. Caution lake turbulence. A320 on short final. Let's go say hi to the people on the beach. I'm gonna go touch and go on this one. Say hi to the beach bar. What's going on, everybody? Alright. Power coming back. Power out. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. We'll go up on the flaps. Check our trim. Trim is okay. Flaps are set. Power coming in. Power is set. Airspeed's alive. There's 80. And we'll take an early turnout right over Mary's Boon and Character Bar. That's Character Bar right there beneath us. There's Mary's Boon right here. Great hotel. Really cool hotel. And I'm gonna stall. I'll drop the nose just a little bit. Flaps coming up. What a view. What a view. Alright, let's get the nose down so I don't hit anything here. So, let's take a tour of... Mike, that's an interesting question. Yes. The only thing is, I don't know how well it would work in group flights, but I guess we'll just try it one time and find out, right? Bring the power back here. You know, I'm kind of hoping people start using the Discord to live stream their flights, because we can use the channels in the Discord, the gaming channel, for you guys can stream your flights, and other people can watch, and we can chat and so on and so forth. Alright. The fuel pump's off, fuel pressures are good. So, new Chris, welcome aboard. It's always awesome to see new faces. We always appreciate seeing new faces. And let's go power back to 23. And this is Philipsburg. That is the capital of Dutch St. Maarten. It's kind of a fun place to walk around. And right off our nose there is St. Bart's. But we're going to go over and check out we'll go over and check out Grand Cas first. Streaming with the lowest FPS impact. It's funny because I set all this up and I haven't touched it since. You have to use a certain coding depending on. I use OBS Studio, and you have to use a certain coding, like a certain, I forget what the codecs or something that they use in the actual streaming program OBS to stream like most efficiently to YouTube. And Einhertz, you are correct, sir. You are correct. This is not a pretty airplane. It isn't. It's an ugly duck, but it is a cool airplane. I love this thing. And the funny thing is, they're not that big. Like when you sit in one, you're shoulder to shoulder with who you're sitting next to. But it's just such a beast of an airplane. I mean, the thing is like, the thing is amazing. But Johan, I'd have to see. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to try it. We'll just have to try it in Discord, because in Discord you don't have to use like OBS Studio or anything. You just stream your actual screen. Hey Enzo, what's going on? Kashif, awesome. That is cool. Glad you're gonna join us. And Enzo, it's good to see you. Sorry you're not able to join us today, but it's good to have you watching along. That hotel right there has a great little bar right in here, and you get this stunning view of St. Bart's when you sit there. Stunning view of St. Bart's. This is awesome. We got a good crowd today. And then, I don't know, look at how good the water looks, by the way. Emergency vacation, I love it. That's awesome. Dude, Mike, despite the weirdness of the stall speed in the Tomahawk, I think the Tomahawk is a great plane. Fun little airplane to fly. Gotta keep my head in a swivel. Chris, you flew one from Grand Turk to the Dominican. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the mission for this plane. I mean, they fly them all over the Caribbean. And it can get in and out of anywhere. Of course, now that I've just said that, I have to prove it. Yeah, Bob, I mean, that thing literally just would not stall. Would not stall. Kashif, we are on live traffic, all players. I like the idea of doing VATSIM for these for these streams just because I find it entertaining, but I think it's not ideal for like for everybody. So when we're doing these, I just like flying with you guys and hanging. John C 9393, what's going on? Welcome aboard. That's awesome. That's awesome. Welcome. We got a couple new people today. That's really cool. Yeah, Chris, that thing it spins like a charm. That T-tail. I'm trying to remember the characters. The stall characteristics of T-tails is different than like a regular stabilator, like this. And it's funny. I mean, that thing snapped. Maybe he said he was Rick. Who's Rick? There was a Rick. Who's the Rick? That guy did say he was Rick. He's Rick, and now he's Chris. All right. Let's go power back here, 1900, and I'm gonna turn it in a little earlier than I usually do here. Which new toy did you get, Bombasso? And Mike, nobody gets laughed at going into St. Bart's, man. Don't worry about it. I've had when I tried to when I did the tail wheel video into St. Bart's, it took me a couple tries to get the video. Let's just put it that way. All right, we're inside of 115. Some formation flying going on here. I want to bring the power right out because I want to get the speed down for this one. Now, what's going to be interesting is seeing a whole bunch of planes going into St. Bart's at the same time. That's going to be interesting. All right, holding that nose up. We'll go. No way, Bombasso. That's crazy. All right. Caution wake turbulence, A320. I'm going to go props full forward because there's nobody out here to annoy. And I'm going to trim for 80 knots. Trim for 80 knots. And I think 80 knots will make me pretty happy. Anybody who's never been into Grand Cas before, this is a cool airport. Hey guys, all we have to do is try. Nobody's judging. Nobody's judging. So about 17. I can already tell I'm flat and low here, which I don't really like. So I'm gonna hold station here at 500 feet until I get on a path that I like a little better. I think I already see 4 whites, but it doesn't feel like 4 whites, I'll tell you that. And I can tell you it is a left to right crosswind. Yeah, I mean, St. Bart's and then Saba back to back, it's pretty intense. Alright. So here we are. I think 15 inches is going to do it. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps around, flaps are set. Yeah, this is a good left crosswind. You can tell. Either that or I'm a terrible pilot, one of the two. Or it's a combination of all of the above. So I might be spending some time here in September right on this beach. I'm going touch and go if I get it down reasonably. Alright, windsock is just a little bit left to right. Just a little bit. Alright, power coming out. Airspeed is good. Power coming out. Nose coming up. Alright. Extras and props full forward. Come up 1 notch of flaps. And we hit the power. Alright. There we go. There we go. Let's get the nose down just a little bit. Alright. The nose down a little bit more here. And let's get the props back so we don't annoy all these people that live here. So, yeah, Kenneth, it is Grand Castle, one of my favorite airports. I think it's a very underrated airport in the sim world. It's a fun place to fly into. Kenneth, welcome aboard, sir. It's good to see you. Yeah, Mike, those, you know, like St. Bart's and such, it definitely is easier in a turbine because you can use beta, you know. All right, there's 1,000 feet AGL. Fuel pumps are coming off. I get some trim in here. And 1,500 feet is the altitude heading over for St. Bart's. Yeah, it's such a Grand Castle is such a cool airport. Alright, let's get a little bit of power out. We'll get the nose down, props back a little bit, leveled off at 1,500. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that one, Bambasso. Alphaz, what's going on? It's awesome. We got a whole bunch of people here today. This is fantastic. I'm telling you guys, this is easily going to be my favorite group of plights. It might be a plight. My favorite group of flights. So now everybody starts to sweat. Now everybody starts to sweat. A little bit of rudder trim here. That's gonna be too much. Maybe not. All right. A little bit more nose down. And off we go. Yeah, kind of, I do too. It's such, you know, this was the first plane in the sim that I was really excited to see. Like, I forget when it came out. Late 2020. Kind of like maybe towards the end of 2020. I can't remember, but I love this airplane. I love this. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it, honestly, because there was a period where I just couldn't land it well. And, of course, it was the plane's fault, not mine, but it's a fun plane. It's such a useful plane, too. You know, you can do so many things with it. That guy, man, I tell you, I know Turks is a beautiful place. Mrs. Island Sim Pilot has been to the Turks. I have not. But I read a book by a guy who was basically like, kind of like one of the early aviation pioneers in the Turks and Caicos. And like flying there in the 60s. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, kind of. You know, they took that out and they said they had some sort of special project with it, but you know, we haven't seen hide or hair of it since. I don't quite understand. Kashif, I'm not using REX today, and I mean the weather looks awesome. You know, this is some cool weather if you ask me. What a view. Matter of fact, I think the weather looks absolutely great. I don't know why this thing is climbing like that. You know, that guy, I wonder if we're talking about the same guy. I can't remember his name. I found the book on Kindle. Because I just look for, I love aviation history in this part of the world. and it was by a guy who grew up in, I want to say, the Midwest somewhere in the U.S. and then got his commercial pilot's license and was flying in Florida and then moved down there. Earl Zellner, no, but I am gonna write that down. That's not his name, but I sure would be interested to talk to Earl. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, Alpha is the if you're. I remember when I flew out of Heathrow. It literally took me long. It was a 2-hour flight, like of airtime. It literally took me an hour just to get off the ground. So that it can be like that. Um, Whoopsie. I'm trying to read comments and fly at the same time. Kenneth, yes, this is live weather. Absolutely. Between islands or around like islands that are close together. You're flying like a 737 or the ATR, like over long distances, like from, let's say, Piarco to St. Maarten or something. You can get long periods of time where there's just no weather at all. It's just clear blue. Bring the power back, which is why I got Real Environment X, because that solves that problem. Alright, 115 knots. We're heading straight for Sugarloaf. Let's have a look here. It's a race. It's a race. I'm definitely going to start. We'll go a few pumps on. It's holding that nose where it is. Trying to get that speed back to 85. Alright. I'm going to go props full forward. There's nobody to annoy. We'll go second notch flaps. Alright. Okay. We're getting blown to the right, which is good. We'll have a decent little headwind. The guys who fly this in real life, they tell me that you just watch the water, and actually the way that the ships are pointed, the way that the sailboats are all pointed, it'll tell you, which is really pretty cool. Will tell you what the wind is doing, which makes perfect sense. Guys are so smart. I will be quite happy with 75 knots. I will be quite happy with 75 knots. Alright. A little bit low for Sugarloaf, but that's alright. Yeah, I have a feeling this is a stiff headwind. And this is probably going to be a touchdown and taxi back, because I don't really think that a touch and go at St. Bart's is a great idea. So mixtures and props go forward, flaps are set, fuel pumps are on. I don't have, Kenneth, I use the Honeycomb Bravo, or Honeycomb Alpha rather. I'm thinking about getting the Boeing yoke to fly the Boeing, but so far I'm sticking with this. I don't trim out all the control forces here because I want to be able to let go of the nose and drop it once we get in the slot there. So on a normal landing, I like to trim not all the control forces out, but most of it. On this one, I don't. I like having the yoke held back, and then I can just drop it. Okay, feeling pretty good, feeling pretty good. Right there is very perfect. Alright, let's get a look at the wind socks. Not much going on. Alright. Bring some more power out because we have sufficient energy, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll be good. Power's all the way out. Uh-oh. That's this. And we were down by Charlie. We're good. That's the rule. You gotta be down by Charlie. And I realized why UN did that, because the only way you could land a 320 at St. Bart's is that direction. Alright. This is what they call the victory lap in St. Bart's when you come down here. And let me see if I'm gonna bother anybody before I. Oh, looks like UN almost got that down pretty much. Oh no way! That guy, that's pretty wild. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. That is really interesting. And it looks like UN made it pretty much. I mean, he might have wound up on the hill, but hey, you know. Alright, we'll go flaps up. Lean the mixtures. So, I wasn't displeased with that landing at all. That wasn't too bad. Alright, now the landing that I think is even harder than this one, which is, thank you, Kenneth, I appreciate that. I think Saba is even more challenging than St. Bart's, actually. Alright, UN, you got that thing in here. Now let's see if you can get it out. It's a good thing they don't have any ground crashes yet in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we can't hit each other on the ground, which is good. Alright, so let's get the trim set here. Trim is set. And I'm going to sneak right underneath here. I used to maintain the air traffic control equipment for Miami Center in the Caribbean. No way. Oh, that would have been a cool job. That would have been a cool job. Alright, I'll see. Remember the video I just did this afternoon about the ground tiles? You see this? Look at this. Alright. Yeah, Kenneth, that's from people using different sceneries. But it's it is what it is. I mean, with these flights, I'm just so happy that everybody's here playing along, you know. So, but I know what you mean. All right, we'll go flaps set, fuel pumps are on, mixtures and props full forward, brakes are set, takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set, engine instruments are in the green. Toes off the brakes. Look at this. I mean, this is what I was talking about in the video that I did today about the ground thing. 70 knots. And let's go flying. I love keeping it low out of here. I guess I shouldn't keep it too low, I guess, right? Alright, and you come round to a heading of 060. Ah, this never gets old. It never gets old. Never gets old. I'm gonna go around this way, only because I never do. and it seems like fun. Alright, power coming back to 25. Props coming back to 25. Hey, Mike, it's okay. They could probably use some trees trimmed anyway, man. Don't worry about it. Alright, 100 knots. Bring the flaps up. And, so this is the full island scenery of St. Bart's. So they literally did the entire island, which is just amazing. And of course, now I realize why I wouldn't go this way to get to Saba, because I'm going in the completely wrong direction. All right. Hey, Bob, that's awesome. I'm glad. What airplane are you flying today, Bob? Yeah, Chris, the ground tile thing is ridiculous. It really is. And like I said in the video today, like 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet is always my reminder to turn the fuel pumps off. I don't think they even get it. I really don't. Like, it's just a mystery to me, because they kind of contradict themselves, like, talking about it. Like, Jorg is like, yeah, we've got it all set, you shouldn't see it anymore, and then 3 minutes later he's like, yeah, we think we know what's wrong with it. Well, either you've got it fixed or you think you know what's wrong with it, one of the two. Nice, Bob. That's not an easy one to get done. So very well done, sir. Very well done. So I don't know. I mean, if people are thinking that Sim Update 15 is going to be the fix for the ground tile issue, they are in for a rude awakening. How beautiful is this? I mean, it's just stunning. And how cool is this? Is it? 2,500. I think we're gonna make it. The only thing is, am I gonna see Saba at 2,500? Where are you, Saba? All right, well, 2,500 it'll be. Alright, nose down, power back, props back. Alright. Alright, trim it out here a little bit. Alright, we look like we're relatively in the right direction, right? Decided to do the whole thing, just no GPS, just fly it. But yeah, the ground tile thing is just obnoxious. Hey Paul, what's going on? Let's see, paid version of process last, but still getting stutters 10-15 seconds long. Ooh. Were you getting them before you started using Process Lasso, or is it new because, like, since you started using Process Lasso? Classic TV, good day, sir. How are you? Welcome aboard. Let's see here. I think. Yeah, about 240 heading. We are flying to Grenada as soon. I mean, so we're gonna be going just down the island chain. Paul, if you weren't getting it before, I would be tempted just to stop using Process Lasso. I would at least, like, not run Process Lasso one time, and fly a scenario you're familiar with, and just see whether you get stutters. And if you don't, then I would be tempted to leave it off. What CPU do you have? And this is what I call Caribbean VFR, by the way. They do this all the time down here. It's pretty much VFR. It's pretty much VFR. Still get the outstarter with this new Supervid card. Yeah, Mike, as a matter of fact, Paul, that's not a bad idea actually. If you haven't cleared your cache in a while, I would do that. Um, that's kind of the one that we always forget, you know. I forget it sometimes. I don't do it every time anymore. I used to. For a long time, I never cleared the cache, and I started clearing the I-93080. Yeah, I mean, so do you have um, the sim on? So it's probably, you should have it not on CPU 0. You should have CPU 0 deselected, and then just run it on your P cores, and then turn off the E cores. That should be the best setting. But the other thing I have learned is that not everything works for every setup. You know, um, some people can't use auto FPS. Some people can't use the frame gen mod. It's hard to know. You know, just have to play with it. Um, yeah, exactly, that guy. Exactly. Yeah, Buckman, I do the same thing actually. I'm using DLAA right now. Um, and it's pretty awesome. It depends. Ironically, one of the things that really, one of the biggest performance hits I get is clouds like this. Not thick clouds, but like thin, like really thin clouds. Don't have P or E cores listed for an i9. I would think you would. That's interesting. For an i9, I would think you would. Yeah, you're gonna have, you're gonna have, you're gonna have a tough time. Yeah, that guy. I mean, you know, that's why I call it Caribbean VFR. You know, that's what they do down here. I mean, you know, it's not much to hit. I guess, I guess that's the way to do it, right? That's the way to look at it. I don't know. Bombas. That's great. Um, some add-ons in the area because stutter costs here in the Carib is nothing. Yeah, that's one of the Mike. That's one of the really kind of great things about flying in the Caribbean is they're even when you've got like Payware sceneries and stuff, you've still got a lot of open water, so there's nothing to render. So I mean, if you're like, you know, for people that struggle for performance, I mean, go fly in the Caribbean, you'll get great performance. I used to fly around here with before I got this setup, which is now a year and a half. I used to fly around here in a with a 1080 GTX 1080 that was great. You know, that guy, you have no trouble, you have no choice but being that guy because you're that guy. You know. um, yeah, Kenneth, it's weird. Like there was a point at which I just switched. I used to use DX11 TAA. Yeah, Bombasso. The 1080 was great. That thing kicked butt. Um, but I think it was when I discovered the Holy Grail, the DLDSR. That's when I really started using DX12. I haven't used DX11 or let's see, 10 miles out. I haven't used DX11 or TAA in ages. I mean, a long time. Yeah, that guy. I mean, if because in this part of the timed IFR, that's the thing. Like I mean, my initial instructor, he's 96 now. I mean, but he was 78 when he started teaching me. This was 14 years ago. No, so he was older than 78. But anyway, he used to talk about like ADFs, ADF approaches, and he loved Loran. I don't even know what Loran is. But yeah, I mean it's a whole different world nowadays. I mean, I started flight training in 2010, and I was using paper charts, and it wasn't like I was behind the times. Like in 2010, you were still using paper charts. You know, I mean the advancement of technology in GA airplanes in the last 10 years is just astounding. I mean, I have um, I have a 1973 Piper Cherokee. I've got a GTN 750, two G5s, and a Garmin digital autopilot, three-axis autopilot. I mean, that airplane, I can fly RNAV approaches, and it will literally fly itself right down to the 1,000-foot markers on the approach. It's insane. And this isn't a freaking airplane that's 50 years old. You know, I mean, the technology in GA planes nowadays is just astounding. That must have been interesting stuff. That guy, I really, dude, you please join our Discord because I would love to. I would love to continue this conversation. Would love to continue this conversation. Oh, look at that! What a shot! All right. Um, Diamond Mike, what's going on? Downloaded process last time, but I don't have the E cores and P cores. Yeah, the i5 is not going to have the E and P cores. The first thing I would do is just take it off, just deselect core 0, because that's the one that that the Windows operating system runs on. Sorry, I'm trying to fly and talk at the same time. Um, Alright, 115, we'll go flaps there. I'm gonna go props full forward right now. So I would just deselect the 0 core from Microsoft Flight Simulator and see how that does for you. 74 Cherokee, 2-seater sport version, meaning 2-seater. No, that I've got 74. Oh, you've got a 74 one. Gotcha. And I need to bring power out here. I need to start thinking is what I need to do. Alright, we'll go a few pumps on. It's early, but that's alright. I want to square this off because I'm a little bit... Hey, Diamond Mike, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. I appreciate the support. I really do. I say it often. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be talking to myself, so... Alright. Just wanted to square this off because I've got some altitude to lose and some speed to lose here, too. That rock right there that you see, you want to be at about 500 to 700 feet. So it's time to bring some trim in here. I'm way high right now. I need to lose some altitude. We can slow down later. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, few pumps are on, flaps are set. Alright. The thing about this approach is this runway is so deceiving. And then all of a sudden, it's there. Alright, now we can start bringing the nose up here. we're going to be okay on altitude here. There's you in the A320. That's great. Yeah, we're going to be okay on the altitude. Okay. I would be pretty happy. Thing is, you can't be too slow. Ooh, that was... Might have lost the gear. Ewan might have lost the gear, and I think he just went in the ocean. Gotta send out our rescue crew. Alright, power back, power back. See, this is a little bit too much energy here. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, that wasn't the greatest touchdown in the world, but but it actually wasn't too bad of an approach. It actually wasn't too bad of an approach. Let's see. Okay, we got some. We got a dive bomber coming in. Oh, cool. Hey, UN, that's okay. I don't think the A320 is necessarily built for St. Bart or Saba, but thanks for joining. It was so much fun, dude. I loved it when I saw you were gonna be flying that today. That's awesome. Let me just have a look here at the chat. Pull the brakes, parking brake. Pull the parking brake. Let me see. Diamond Mike, I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. Diamond, just like upgraded their BAE's main EFB in the charts tablet, hovering the mouse over. Oh, yeah. Sometimes the updates don't go the way you hope. You know. So the freeware update, by the way, to Saba, gives you this fire station that's halfway up the hill here, which is apparently. I'll put my trim up here, which is apparently a recent addition. But I thought that was pretty cool. This is on flightsim.to. I'm amazed by the freeware that's available. So the airport itself is Asobo Microsoft, but that fire station is freeware from flightsim.to. And whenever I do turnarounds, I don't like doing left-hand turns. I like doing right-hand turns at the ends of the runway, because that way I can see the approach end as I'm getting myself ready. Alright, so let's check the altimeter again. Alright. Alright, 1 notch flaps, fuel pumps are set. We're making our way pretty snappy around the islands today. Takeoff power is coming in. I should have done a short field takeoff, but I didn't. Alright, that's alright. We'll make it. Goodbye, Saba. Such a cool place. Such a cool place. Positive rate, gears coming up. Gosh, what a beautiful flight. Alright. Power coming back, and we'll go. Props back a little bit. My first successful landing at Saba. Nice, Bob. That's awesome. Very, very nice. Get some trim in here for 100 knots. Hey, UN, that's alright, man, you know? These things happen. Kashif, you won't see me unless you are in the beta, because I'm in the beta. So we always have a beta crowd and a non-beta crowd. So, yeah, the wind wasn't too bad in there today. Oh my gosh, you maintained NDBs. That's amazing. That, man, I tell you, that must have been that must have been an interesting thing to do. I mean, I realize that like not everything is as romantic and lovely as people think it is. Like it was probably a lot of like grueling days and heat and uncomfortable travel and so on and so forth. But what an interesting thing to do. I I wish I could have seen the Caribbean the way it was 50 years ago or 70 years ago. Like I look at pictures. I look at pictures of the islands, especially the airports. I love looking at historical pictures of the airports, and seeing like St. Maarten when it was just like it was like a little house basically, and that was the airport. It's just so cool, such neat stuff. Santiago, I have not, and I should. I should. I just, I don't get enough time to experiment really, and I feel like I need there's a bit probably more than a bit for me to learn with the Airbus. I know the FMC pretty well because I fly the ATR and they have basically the same FMC, but like I don't know like the buttonology, like on the FMC, not in the FMC, the like the autopilot panel and all that stuff. And I tried doing a stream one time with the first version of the plane, which was completely bugged. I mean, it was bad, and I just realized I forgot to put my flaps up. When you're going 23 squared in the Islander and you're going 110 knots, that's an indication you forgot to put your flaps up. But I just think I don't quite know it enough to do it justice. D-Dog, thank you so much for coming. It's always good to see you. Be well, my friend. I didn't, Chris. I didn't, and I sort of wish I had, but I think I'm more interested in the freeware one. I'm more interested in the Indie Builds one. It looks gorgeous. I mean, the one time I tried flying it, I mean, man, what a beautiful model. Like the cockpit model is just gorgeous. Yeah, that guy, totally. It's funny so my first trip to Anguilla was in 2013, and I was never interested in the Caribbean. I'm not a beach guy, at least I wasn't then. And we were taking a cab from the airport, or no, from the ferry. We took the ferry over from St. Maarten, and we were taking a cab from the ferry to the hotel. And we were talking to the cab driver. It was like a 40-minute ride, and so we were chatting with him, and we asked him if there was any crime on the island, and he kind of chuckled. He was an older guy, like probably in his 70s, and he kind of chuckled, and he was like, "No." He said, if somebody committed a crime on Anguilla, everybody'd know who it was. Like everybody knows everybody, Paul, that is a good deal. That is a good deal. And D-Dog, yeah, if you're still here, I totally agree. I knew this was going to be the most fun day of flying. And this has been an absolute blast. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. So this airport coming up is one of my absolute favorites, and it's like one of those ones that nobody talks about or thinks about. And it's called St. Eustatius, but the locals call it Statia. But the freeware version of the airport, and I've got it loaded. I hope you guys had a chance to pick it up. The freeware version of this airport is absolutely awesome. Yeah, Kashif. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love. I think it's one of my 6. I believe it's runway 6. Of course, I should probably actually know that, given the fact that I'm landing here. So, yeah, it's runway 6. What are the winds? Let's have a look here. Winds are 080 at 11. So yeah, bring some power out. Start slowing down a little bit. Yeah, you know that guy. I mean, it was just such a lovely place to be. Yeah, I would have loved to see to see the Caribbean like back in the day, but there's a couple islands that are still supposedly like it used to be. One of them being Marie Gallant off the coast of Guadeloupe, and the other being Anegada in the BVIs. 17 because I need to get into flap range. This is another. Oh, I think this is a free. No, this is from the World Update. That is from the World Update. Ferry terminal. Alright. But this is one of my favorite airports. I love this airport. And I don't know why I'm flying this like an old plane. Or like a 737 instead of a Islander. Kenneth, this is St. Eustatius, Statia. We are going to be hitting St. Kitts next, though. That's St. Kitts right down there. So that's going to be our next stop. That's going to be our next stop. Alright, we get the nose up here. Oh. Alright. Runway is coming into view. That's funny. Alright. I'm literally flying this like a 737. But I'm sort of committed to the I'm sort of committed to the 3-mile final at this point. Alright. There's second batch of flaps. Okay. Kenneth, I am from New York. St. Kitts is that island right there. Whoopsie. And I've overshot final. Yeah, Kenneth, I'm from New York. I am Puerto Rico. My wife has a lot of family in Puerto Rico. And in Ponce. And it's somewhere I have not been to, but I would really like to go see. My company actually has an office in Puerto Rico. Actually, now that I think about it, we're based in Puerto Rico nowadays. I'm pretty sure we're based in Puerto Rico for tax reasons, but you know. Alright, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Let's get ourselves over on center line here. It's going to be easier said than done because the wind is coming out of the right. Okay. That's a little better. One red. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. Alright, yeah, that's too much there. I don't know why I feel like my position in the airplane is like way too low. And when you get low on an approach, don't try to nibble your way back up. Just put some power in, level off, and then get back to where you want to be, which I am now. This is the kind of approach I hate, when you're never... I just never got myself established in a position I was comfortable with. And the result is a crappy approach and a landing will probably be okay, but this was not a good... This is not one that's going to go down in my personal favorites list. That should have been a go-around. It was terrible. Still should be a go-around. In Antigua at this point. At least I made a decent crosswind landing to sort of save it, but that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. The entire thing. That was how not to do it. That's a cool turnaround, isn't it? So this is, like I said, one of my favorite... This is absolutely one of my favorite freeware airports. You guys gotta see this. Why is... Yeah, see, I felt like my head was like way low, so my eye position was weird. Yeah, the wind, Kashif, the wind was variable. I did notice that. And that can be tricky. But my whole approach is just terrible. Just terrible. But check out this freeware airport. How awesome is this? I mean, this is absolutely one of the coolest. I mean, look at this. I mean, how cool is this for a freeware airport? Sorry for clearing my throat in your ears, guys. He says doing it again. All right. So, very cool airport. Very poor landing. But, I don't think I need any backtracking here. I do need to make sure my trim is set. Come on. Alright, there we go. Hey Paul, that's great. Yeah, the settings make no sense, unfortunately. But the only one that I found that really makes a difference is that extremity dead zone. So we'll go mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. $70 knots. Let's go commit aviation. Alright. Oh, jeez, Chris. Yeah. So maybe it wasn't just sheer incompetence on my part. Although I like to think it was. Gosh, it's so beautiful. How cool. Alright, power back to 25. And like I said, my head position was weird. I felt like I was down here. So I couldn't really, like my sight picture was all messed up. Alright. That guy, we're gonna aim for... I like trying to get a little earlier on Friday. Like 3:30? If I can? Is what I would like to get. But I'll post it in the Discord tomorrow. Like once I get a good idea of what my day is going to look like on Friday. I love these localized rain showers. They look so cool. Yeah, Mike. There's like the freeware ones that I posted in the description and in the Discord are all great. They're all really good. That's the cool thing about the Caribbean now. Like you can fly, you could easily fly around here and only use freeware airports. You know, I've got most of the Payware ones just because I can't help myself. But you could easily fly around here just using freeware. And I forgot to put my flaps up again, didn't I? Yes, I did. This is a problem with talking and trying to fly at the same time. Yeah, the localized showers are just so cool because I mean that's what it looks like. You know, I mean this sim gets some things wrong, but it gets a lot of things right. Manifold pressure to 23, bring the props back, nose down. All right. And we're flying. Trim it out. Trim it out. I'm thinking about at some point I need to start testing out. I want to try like an evening stream, like an airline stream maybe, like 6 to 8 or something like that on a Thursday. We'll see. I don't use that, Paul, but I've heard good things about it. I've heard very good things about it, actually. Look at this. Don't tell me that's not beautiful. That is stunning. So, and then another really cool little airport is Nevis, which is just down. That's the other airport in St. Kitts and Nevis. I thought about doing that little hop down there tonight, but Mike, it depends. I mean, in real life, I would be higher than this, only because I don't like swimming in open water. And if you know, like I would ideally what you should do over water is be at an altitude that you can reach land if you lose an engine. I mean that's the short that's the best answer. If I was flying a single engine piston around these islands, I would fly at least 3,000 feet, and that's not going to get you to the next island if you lose the engine. But at least it's going to give you time to make a radio call if you do, you know, and maybe find a boat to put it down next to or something like that. But flying over water is no joke because, you know, in this airplane you've got two engines. I don't know how well it performs on one engine. I would imagine it does pretty well, actually. Ends are nice. That's awesome. But like for example, if you're going out to Oshkosh, which is the big you know, EAA Air Venture thing in Wisconsin every year, when you fly from New York, you have to fly over Lake Michigan, and it's fine in one engine. Okay, which doesn't surprise me. It's 300 horsepower. on each side. But if you're so example, if you're flying over Lake Michigan from one side to the other, a lot of people will fly around it in a single engine plane rather than flying over it. Um, but the other thing is, in order to cross it safely, you've got to do it at like 7,500 feet because that's the only way you can be sure that you can get to the other side if you lose an engine. So it's tricky. Yep, absolutely, Kashif, 100%. You know, and I don't think people think about that enough in real life. You know, people get lulled into a false sense of security. Paul, my top three paywares, um, definitely Guadalupe, Point of Pitre, that's SLH Sim Designs. Um, exactly, exactly, Chris, you're right. Um, SLH Sim Designs Guadalupe, Point of Pitre is one of them. Um, oh, nice, nice that guy. Um, yeah, crossing Lake Michigan would save a lot of time, but there's people who there's people who haven't made it. You know, um, this one this one we're flying into right now is a great one from SLH Sim Designs St. Kitts. And T was really good. Man, there's some good ones. It's hard to say my three favorite because, like, for example, the Grenadines. There's some great little airports in the Grenadines. Um, if I had to pick my three favorites, if I had to pick three to buy, I I would get Anguilla just because I love Anguilla. Um, I would get Point de Pitre in Guadeloupe, and I would probably get probably Grenada is another great one. But there's a bunch of good ones. I mean, St. Lucia has two great Payware airports. The Grenadines are great airports. The Tobago, the freeware from Asobo is they did a fantastic job with that. Awesome airport. Antigua is a great one. That one's hard to pass up. Um, so there's some really good ones. There's some really good ones. I did a video on freeware in the Caribbean. I should do a video on payware in the Caribbean because there's some awesome payware airports in the Caribbean. I'm trying to think. Because like if I had to choose between if I had to choose airline airports, I would say Saint Martin, Antigua, and probably Guadeloupe. If I had to pick like general aviation airports, Mystique is a great one. Um, there's a couple really good ones in the Grenadines. Beef Island is a really good one. Oh, whoops. Yeah, if I was paying attention, huh? Alright. First notch of flaps. Jeez, I didn't even turn my fuel pumps off. Alright. Power back here so we can slow down. There's a bunch of this is a wacky approach. This is a really different approach, airline wise, than most everything else you'll see because there's so much built up areas right short of the runway here. They make you come in really steep. It's a pretty interesting approach, and the minimums are really high. I can do that, as a matter of fact. Mike, that's a great idea because there's certain places where you want to be at certain altitudes and certain airspeeds, at least in this airplane. But the altitudes in general, you want to have Sugarloaf at 1500, the Rock about halfway in. You want to be at 800 and coming over the shore at about 500 to 600 feet, and those are pretty good guidelines. But yeah, I could do that. I'd be happy to do that. I know, let's not goof up the final landing here. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, seat belts are secure. Fly by the pink house. Let's see here. See, I feel like I get in these bad habits of not trying to nail my airspeed and just being lazy. And I tell you what, it's a lot easier to land a plane if you're consistent with your airspeed. It really is. Now I feel good. But before I did not feel good. I used to say the 3 keys of good landings are airspeed control, and airspeed control. It really is true. To an extent. It's true until you kind of get a feel for them. But airspeed control takes away one variable. Alright, power coming back. Power coming back. Power out. A little bit of left rudder. A little bit of right aileron. Look at that. Boy, that made up for the last one. I liked that one. Yeah, that guy, absolutely. You know, either a vest or a raft. I mean, I just feel like people are kind of cavalier nowadays. Like they just kind of figure nothing's gonna go wrong. And the one thing about, hey, that guy, thank you so much. Hop in the Discord if you can, and if not, we'll see you on Friday. Thanks a lot. It was really cool to get to talk to you. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot. Um, the one thing about airplanes is they love picking the absolute worst freaking time possible to do something bad. Like, you know, drop an engine, eat a piston, something like that, you know. Airplanes just, they have like a knack for it. They really do. Alright, let's see how our compatriots get on here. I'm just going to swing this around so I can watch the landings. Alright. Toes on the brakes, throttle, mixtures idle, cut off, throttles are idle. And that'll kill those engines for us. And we'll go avionics master off, go lights off. Like some nice landings right there. Like some nice smooth landings. Alright, nice looking landings right there. That guy, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Really appreciate that. Look forward to talking to you more. Look at this crowd. Look at these guys. One greaser after another. That is awesome. That is awesome. What a day. Not bad, huh? Made it to Fort Lauderdale. Okay. One greaser after another today with this group. Awesome. Yeah, so this is SLH Sim Design St. Kitts. They did a really, really nice job at this airport. Really, really nice job. So let's see here. Nice, that was you, Enzer. Man, I tell you, those last two greased both those landings. They were both awesome landings. Looking down here. Check the map. I want to see if anybody's still coming in. Doesn't look like it. So, Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Paul, you should. Anytime you want. We fly when usually we fly always Wednesdays and Sundays, and we usually fly Fridays too. Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays is what we look for. And that's the stub nose, the long nose. That's a cool airplane. That is a cool airplane. I've never flown that version of it. Nice looking airplane. So I gotta get my let's see here. My boarding steps out. Come on. My chocks. And we'll open the doors. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I don't think I can see you, Mike. Wait, okay, it's the British Airways. Mike, don't. I've bounced more than my fair share. Don't worry about it. We had some tough landings today. Even this one's not an easy one. This one's not an easy one either. But that was a fun one. That was a really cool bunch of airports. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Smile for the group. Yeah. Some nice looking airplanes right there. This is a fun one. We had a good turnout today too. It was a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. That was a blast. That was a lot of fun. Um, Glad you were able to sneak in at the end, Enzo. That's awesome. And all right, gentlemen. So we'll aim for Friday again. That would uh, that would be pretty sweet. And I gotta go and get dinner started because Mrs. Island Sim Pilot is working late tonight. So I gotta do my thing. Yeah, Paul, exactly. You see what that's awesome. We can get we can get yeah, we can get four of them in here. Nice. I wish I could move back more, but I can't without the drone camera. So, gentlemen, yeah, this is a good FBO right here. This is a good airport. Um, Gents, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. That was a blast. That was a lot of fun. And I just noticed there's another airplane over there. I didn't realize. Oh, it's yeah. That's the one I saw. Okay. Um, yeah, Buckman, I totally agree. That was a good time. So Buckman, Mike, Paul, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Chris, good to see you as well. Bob, always nice to see you. Enza, really appreciate it. And that guy, good to meet you. Thanks so much for joining the Discord. Look forward to talking to you some more. You got to have some great stories. Um, oh, I missed Sweater. I missed your comment. I apologize. We don't have the gamer tags on, and I should. I know somebody asked me about that before. I've never done them, so I got to look at those how to do that. But sorry, Sweater, that I didn't see your comment. Um, Kashif, thank you for joining, flying along. And who else do we have? Chris was here as well. Kenneth, thank you for joining. I hope you joined the Discord as well because it was nice having you around. Appreciate the support. D Dog was here earlier. Santiago, good to see you as well. Kashif, always a pleasure. Diamond Mike, good to see you. And let's see, Bombasso is here today, which is always a good thing. And I think that might be everybody. Chris Patton, good to see you as well. And Alphaz was here earlier. If you're still here, it's good to see you. Um, yeah, it was a great flight. Einherz, good to see you as well. Gentlemen, that was fun. Sebastian, good to see you as well. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so I want to do that Saba approach. I really do. But in real life, that is. I really want to take I really want to fly over there in the Islander. The Twin Otter. I want to do the Win Air flight one day. Maybe I'll do it this August when I'm out there. But oh, Kashif, that's too bad. I wonder because we have a boosted server, so you might be able to get it up there. If not, if you can email it to me, islandsimpilot@gmail.com, I can chop it on I can chop it using Premiere Pro and put it up. So, all right, gents. I hope everybody had a good time. That was so much fun. Those were like it's like the list of my favorite airports in the Caribbean. We just flew to all of them. So I'm going to take my leave, gentlemen. Everybody be well. We'll chat in the Discord and we'll see each other Friday. I'll put up the time tomorrow and we'll do that. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and thanks again everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun today. Take care, guys. All right, Bob, take it easy.